The U.S.-Mexico border has become a focal point with the large-scale military deployment of U.S. forces under President Donald Trump's leadership. With thousands of troops, armored vehicles, and advanced surveillance technology, the Trump administration has sent a strong message about controlling the border and preventing illegal immigration. This military presence has not only transformed the border's dynamics, but also sparked debates over legal issues, human rights, and international relations. Comment 1 if you're interested in this topic. As of April 2025, approximately 11,800 U.S. troops have been deployed along the U.S.-Mexico border, a 379% increase from the 2,500 troops present before Trump took office on January 20, 2025. According to Military.com, this force includes 1,000 Army soldiers and 500 Marines deployed immediately after the inauguration, followed by additional units, including 2,400 troops from the 4th Infantry Division at Fort Carson, Colorado, and 600 from the Army Corps of Engineers and Air Force. These units are supported by over 105 Stryker armored vehicles, light tactical vehicles, UH-72 Lakota helicopters, and drones. A notable move was Trump's signing of a memorandum on April 11, 2025, authorizing the military to control a 60-foot wide strip of land along the border from New Mexico to California, designated as a national defense area. According to CNN, this strip, managed by Fort Huachuca in Arizona and Fort Bliss in Texas, is treated as a military base. This allows troops to detain illegal border crossers for trespassing on military grounds, circumventing the Posse Comitatus Act, which prohibits the military from engaging in civilian law enforcement. The Washington Post reported that Stryker armored vehicles, previously used in conflicts like Afghanistan and Iraq, were deployed starting in March 2025 in areas such as Sunland Park, New Mexico, and Big Bend, Texas. Equipped with long-range cameras capable of detecting people from 2 miles away, these vehicles provide a significant surveillance advantage. However, they are not fitted with machine guns, as in combat, to comply with legal restrictions. The robust military presence has yielded clear results. According to U.S. Customs and Border Protection, apprehensions of illegal border crossers in April 2025 dropped to 7,181, a 95% decrease from 137,473 in March 2024. In the El Paso sector, covering New Mexico and West Texas, crossings fell to 1,627, the lowest in decades. In San Diego, border segments patrolled by the military have seen virtually no crossing activity. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth declared on X on April 25, 2025, President Trump tasked the Department of Defense with securing the border, and we are executing that order. Posts on X from accounts like Eric L. Daw also highlighted that the troop increase from 2,500 to 11,800 in just months demonstrates the administration's resolve. Additionally, CBP reported that drug smuggling and human trafficking activities have significantly declined, with drug interdictions in the Rio Grande Valley down 26% from 2024. The cost of this military deployment is substantial. The Department of Defense estimates an average daily cost of $5.3 million, totaling about $376 million by May 2025. This includes expenses for operating armored vehicles, helicopters, and maintaining a large military force. The transfer of 110,000 acres of federal land from the Department of the Interior to the Department of Defense has removed administrative barriers but sparked disputes over land use rights. The military is also supporting border barrier construction and reinforcement. According to AP News, Marines installed concertina wire in San Diego in January 2025, while the Army Corps of Engineers is building new steel wall sections in El Paso. These barriers, combined with surveillance technology, have enhanced deterrence capabilities. The military presence has significantly altered migrant behavior. Many, faced with military barriers and the risk of apprehension, have abandoned plans to enter the U.S. Reuters reports that thousands of migrants are stranded in Mexico, Panama, and Colombia, lacking resources to return home. Some fall into the hands of smuggling networks, facing violence and exploitation. Environmental groups warn that military deployment and barrier construction harm ecosystems. According to the Department of the Interior, the border region is home to 23 endangered species, and military activities could cause soil erosion and destroy Native American cultural sites. Despite its successes, the military campaign faces challenges. A Stryker vehicle accident near Santa Teresa, New Mexico, in April 2025 killed 2 Marines, raising safety concerns. Lawsuits from Democratic-led states and human rights organizations could slow the expansion of defense zones. Moreover, experts argue that without addressing migration's root causes, such as poverty and violence in Central America, migration flows may resume. Using the military for non-combat missions also raises concerns about force readiness. According to the Brennan Center for Justice, troops are trained for combat, not law enforcement, and prolonged deployment could weaken their ability to respond to international threats. The Trump administration is committed to expanding the military presence, with plans to deploy additional troops and establish new defense zones. However, sustaining effectiveness requires balancing security with humanitarian values. Organizations like the United Nations call for support for stranded migrants, while experts suggest collaborating with Central American countries to improve living conditions and reduce migration pressure. The large-scale U.S. military deployment at the U.S.-Mexico border in 2025 is a shocking display of strength, reflecting the Trump administration's determination to control illegal immigration. With 11,800 troops, Stryker armored vehicles, and new defense zones, the U.S. has significantly reduced crossings and enhanced security. However, the massive financial costs, legal disputes, and humanitarian impacts raise questions about the strategy's sustainability. The U.S.-Mexico border is not just a dividing line, but a reflection of broader challenges in security, human rights, and international cooperation. The region's future depends on how the U.S. navigates these complex issues. This article has utilized reliable sources and perspectives from social media to provide a comprehensive view. For a deeper understanding, readers can refer to statements from DHS, CBP, or reports from Reuters, The Guardian, and WOLA.
primary material used in many sections is steel. Often in the form of tall, bollard-style fences.
We had a couple barriers in Canada.
Hey, Sergeant Bretto.